All right, here we go with another model creation of mine. I've decided to call my model playlist Carl's Scale Model Showcase, and that's what we're going to go with from here on out. I've got a couple of videos up, one of my black Kenworth 900L with a 53-foot highboy, and my Peterbilt with the custom built Kit Bash Super B on my channel as well. So anyways, today here, this is a model that I really like. I've been working on it for about 6 months off and on, and it's AMT's white Freightliner Cabover, which is an awesome kit. It's just awesome. And before anybody goes into the headlight and step thing, I didn't lower the headlights like a lot of guys have to make it more correct, I guess. And the ice cream cone style, funnel style steps, I just went with as is. My main thing here was kit bashing the Revell Peterbilt 359 Tridem wrecker, which actually is not a true Tridem. It's the lead axle there, the one closest to the fuel tank, is usually a tag, and then the back two is the tandem drive. I will show you what I've done with mine. I've actually created a true Tridem. All three axles are drivers, and yeah, that's what I went with here. I really like this wrecker. I also like the AMT Peterbilt wrecker, the old school whatever capacity wrecker that is, I guess, on the 359 as well. That's AMT's version. This one here obviously is the older, would be the Can-Do wrecker, and the last release a couple 3-4 years ago, I guess, maybe even longer than that now, was in blue, and it was XXL wrecker service, I guess due to a licensing thing. But regardless, I had this vision in mind when I started looking at these kits, and I wanted to do a really nice Cabover, and I chose the Freightliner, and I also chose to go with the paint scheme that AMT provides the Decals for, whatever color you choose, but with the white and your choice of other color. And then the Decals turned out really nice. I had another set of stripes, same decal sheet, I guess just like a second decal sheet, and carried that on to the wrecker body itself. So I scratch built the bumper you see here. That's obviously not the factory bumper or the stock bumper. I've got an actual functioning toe pin in mine. I put the lights in with the rings, and also got the antenna feelers there, which are removable so the cab can tilt forward. So a lot of work went into that. One thing I'm going to start using here is Mod Podge on the headlights. And on that note, I want to give a shout out to HPI Guys Model Workshop, who I got a great deal of respect for. I think his name is Chris. He's awesome model builder. He gets a lot more models built than I do in a year, that's for sure. Excuse me. And I think the main reason for that is because I'm way too fussy and finicky, and then I can't leave well enough alone. So I always got to scratch build or kit bash or stretch a frame or customize or whatever. And you know, sometimes it just takes forever to get something done. So I mean, I'm fine with that. But you know, the finished product here, I mean, you know, even when you look at the tires, so we've got the AMT would be an Alcoa style wheel. The AMT wheels with the orange hubs and the baby moon chrome caps, which I love, mounted on the Revell Michelin tires, which they got a nice tread pattern. They're not really a driver, but they, you know, they do a good job. And what I had to do was, in order to get those tires to have that nice bulge to them, I'll show you in another video what I do to the rims on the inside is I run some strips until I get like a ridge built up, and it's just enough room in there to get the thickness of the tire, the bead basically, and plant those in there, and then they bulge out. It just looks a lot better than, you know, when you see rims and the tires are half hanging on there, or the rim sticking out half an inch. Well, that's an exaggeration. Maybe say, you know, 1/16 of an inch or something. It just doesn't look quite right. There is a awesome British Columbia license plate, and I'll get to that in a second here. In the blue color scheme, the hooks used to go, or they were designed to go all the way down, the hooks and the chain all the way down the side of the wrecker body. I carried on with, like I said, my paint scheme. I had that planned out from the beginning, and I cut those hooks off just for an added effect to the back. Now there's, if you can see it here, I'm going to take the wrecker body off shortly. We got a white Freightliner, Decals on the bottom of the mud flaps, which is a nice little touch. Excuse my fat fingers. And like I said, this truck for me is based out of Kamloops, British Columbia in Canada here, and I call it Elkins Recovery. Elkins is a chemical plant that's in the movie, I don't know if it's real or not, I think it is. It's a chemical plant that's in the movie Runaway Train. That's a very old movie with John Voight from the 80s, and it's quite the classic. I really enjoy watching that movie over and over. And part of that movie is is when they mention the Elkins plant, and I thought it was just a cool name, be a cool name for a record company, and here we are. We also have the British Columbia license plate on the front, and I'm a Chevy guy through and through. Pontiac, GM, doesn't matter to me, I just like it all. And of course this one here is unit 396 after Chevy's big block 396 from 65 when it debuted. So here's a shout out to Joseph Cox, who I like his channel. He's an excellent model builder as well. He does some really cool stuff, especially in the smaller scales, and I think that's really awesome. He had some decals made, and they were from this a lady named Christine in Washington State. It's called Graphics on Demand. You can find her online. I sent her artwork that I made just on a Word document so she could have the fonts and everything, and she made me these decals, which are super awesome. You know, we've got heavy duty towing, we've got Elkins in big letters there, we've got the 50-ton wrecker service, and I used the Challenger decals on the rams there, on the barrels. Let's see if we can get this. There's a little, instead of a Peterbilt on that winch plate there, I got the Freightliner thing, of course, or the Freightliner badge. And I don't know if we can see in here. It says proudly serving the Coquihalla Highway, and if anybody doesn't know, the Coquihalla Highway is the #5 highway in British Columbia, that goes through that goes from basically Kamloops to Vancouver. That's one of the toughest stretches of road around. It's right through the heart of the mountains there, and they made a show called Highway Through Hell, and it's all about what happens on the Coquihalla in the wintertime. In the summertime, you pretty much got it made. In the wintertime, you better know what you're doing, especially if you're driving a truck. So anyways, this is you know, here's my stacks. I use aluminum tubing for this. This is kind of a custom rack, and I cook the inside of them with a lighter to get that soot effect. I also made my own air intake, and that's not stock. The Freightliner, usually the air intake is through the white Freightliner emblem, big emblem on the front there. We got a kind of a blue old school interior with the big ivory wheel, and yeah, I got all the winches done up here, and the chains. I added some more chains to the tow bar there, and all of these functions work. I'm going to show you guys that in a minute here. And I also have something very special under the hood, in my opinion. Like I said, I can't keep anything stock, so also these front tires here, they're a Tallery 385s 124 scale. They're the super single is what they call them. And then the Freightliner rims, the stock wheels from the AMT kit, they work really good inside those tires. And then what I did was I tripled up the ring, and it you know, it looks like more of a deeper dish, so it fits really nice in there. A lot of planning and time went into all of that. I'm gonna pull the wrecker body off here and show you guys the frame. Okay, here we go here. I got the wrecker body off, and I'm not going to glue it in place. I'm going to keep it loose so I can show off the frame and the chassis here. This is all, like I said, a lot of planning went into this. You know, that's all Freightliner stuff in there. That's not, you know, diffs out of another model or anything. It's a true tri-drive now. You know, usually this model comes with a tag axle. This lead axle here is usually the tag. It's like a trailing axle, and the back two drive. But this is made for the Coquihalla, man. I mean, we got some major heavy duty suspension and driveline going on here. So she's a true tri-drive, and she's got the nice Revell tires with the bulge on the AMT rims. So I also scratch built this little kind of catch-all box, goes between the wrecker body and the cab, or the exhaust stack setup. And on the front here, you can see this now on the wrecker body. It says proudly serving the Coquihalla Highway. So pretty impressed with that. I'm going to pull these feelers out. These curb feelers, antennas, whiskers, whatever you want to call them, and show you what I got under the hood. Alright, so I pulled out those curb feelers and tilted the cab forward, and here we go. Look what the cat dragged in. That's right, it's the 3408 from the Revell Kenworth. And I had an entire that entire tree from another kit. I got it from a friend of mine, actually, Serge. He's got a channel as well on YouTube here, and it's actually just Serge LeBlanc, and it's he does some modeling and some military stuff and whatnot. He does some trucks too, but he had a bunch of stuff, and we did a little buy and sell trade type of thing. But anyways, This was a little bit of work to get the intake correct. As you can see from the turbocharger, I've got it all plumbed in properly. I've created that air intake stack on the exhaust rack, tied that into the air cleaner, and that's actually a Peterbilt piece right there, Peterbilt Cabover piece. And so is the air cleaner, because like I said, the Freightliner just came with a box on the Cummins engine that came with it. And then I tied in the exhaust, and yeah, this was quite a lot of work to get this done. There you can get a good look at those 385s now from Italy, and through the filters on. I've got some decals for the valve covers. I'm going to get to those at some point. You know, I did the bottom of the cab in black there. I got the windows in. A little bit of glue on that. Nobody's perfect, as Chris at HPI would say. Just build them for fun. And I went and put the I went and put those pieces on for tilting the cab forward. Just painted them orange. Carried on with that decal package though, and yeah, there's those ice cream cone style steps or whatever. I wasn't too concerned about it. Like I said, I just wanted to get the record together. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It functions really nice too. When it comes over, it sits in there like it should. The big ivory wheel inside there. The shifter fits in good. And once again, thanks to Christy at Graphics on Demand there. She made these decals for me, and it really is how I envisioned what the truck would look like when it was finished. It's pretty much almost finished. One thing I wanted to do on the wrecker body was, I'm thinking about, there's the hydraulic tank there. I might detail that up a little bit more. Well, it's got no detail on it right now, it's just paint, but yeah, I might do something with that. The winches and everything worked out well. And once again, I really like the bumper. You know, I put a lot of effort into that bumper, and the toe pin inside there's some hooks as well. Everything works out pretty good. Like I said, I got to get myself some Mod Podge so I can get rid of these cloudy headlights and stuff. But for the most part, she's a pretty sharp looking unit. Okay, so just for a quick display effort here, and to show you guys everything works on this truck. I mean, I don't play with my models either. That's one thing Chris says a lot on HPI Guys, and I don't blame him, because anybody that builds models know they're fragile. But you know, we got the outriggers here. I use those caution decals from their Revell kit along with those beacons. You know, the cleats at the back here. This is basically a crane. I am a crane operator by trade, and I mean, those winch lines will pull out a bit more. That section there, she'll scope out another 6 inches or so, and you know, you could get a spreader bar on there or whatever you wanted to do. The rams are really, they function really well, so I just put a slick in there, a slick tire from a race car I'm building right now. I got about 6 models on the go, but there's the, I don't know, I'm not a wrecker operator, like I said, I'm a crane operator, so there's this tow bar or whatever in the back, and there's this piece here. You know, it functions. I threw some chains on it just because it had some hooks. and yeah, it rotates, does everything it should. The outriggers, and I'm gonna basically put it back into its transportation mode or configuration for driving down the highway, and do one more final walk around of it. Alright, so I've got it back together. That only took about 15 minutes, and I don't think I'll set it up again because it's a pain, I'll tell you. I gotta put those shackles on the jacks in the back there, those ice cleats, and then the hooks back into those shackles. Christine also did the, obviously she did the license plates and the stand clear for the cleats there. Some of the paint came off my shackles when I was taking them off, which is why I'm not supposed to play with these things, but like I said, I just wanted to display it so we could see what she looks like all kind of set up there. She was getting ready to work. And once again, there we have it. I really like this truck, and she's gonna go back on my shelf here right away. But somebody asked in my Peterbilt video, my Super Bee there, where I display my models. I just have them all on a shelf upstairs in my office, and I'm going to I'll give you guys a shot of what that looks like here in another video. But like I said, that's my Elkins heavy duty tri-drive cat powered 50-ton badass wrecker, ready to rock and roll on the Coquihalla. Thanks for tuning in, and hey, be creative, show your creative side. Don't worry about mistakes, glue marks, the paint's not perfect, so on and so forth. Build models for fun. Don't ever stop.